right, thanks, Clint. While STEM is becoming vastly more popular whenever discussing future jobs and careers for school-age children, and for those of you without kids, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math.
But there's a large gender gap when it comes to women and men who go on to make a career out of it. 2Works View's Ashley Wheeler shows us that while this isn't a new concept, younger generations of girls are stepping up and challenging the status quo. Ashley, good morning.
Well, Corey and Travis, good morning. You know, over the past several years, there's been a definite push to get more girls interested into those STEM career fields, but statistics show that there's still a long way to go. Now, here in Tulsa, I met a few girls who are not only paving the way for themselves, but for future generations.
My goal is to get a degree in cyber forensics or counterterrorism and hopefully get a job with the NSA or the CIA and beat the bad guys.
I'd love to take an astrophysics course or planetary science, and I'd love to work for NASA and go to Mars.
Young girls with big dreams. But it's a dream that's being overshadowed by the lack of women in those fields.
Young girls picture themselves, doing certain things in life, and that's just not STEM fields.
A recent study by the Department of Commerce on women in STEM reported women fill 47% of all U.S. jobs, but hold only 24% of jobs in the STEM workforce. It's a number that's hard for 10th grader Ria Ramasamy to hear.
It's disappointing, honestly, because we're capable of so much. And I think it's the stigma and society's values that have kind of dampened women's abilities.
Dee Hayes is an electrical engineer and CEO of Excellence Engineering and has been fighting that stigma since the 80s.
Back then, there was not very many. There was less than a handful out of 400 and something people who graduated in my graduating class.
Currently, engineering has the smallest amount of women in most STEM education fields. Only about 13% of engineers in the U.S. are women, and that number has not increased since the early 2000s. Hayes believes one way to combat the gender gap is by having more mentors and examples to follow.
I think role models is a big thing. If we don't see it, we don't do it. Especially at the top of corporations, we still see a lot of men.
Hayes says it's also about opportunities, which is something Ramasamy and Emma Plunkett are working to offer young students in camp by first introducing them to different STEM fields with the help of the Tulsa Regional STEM Alliance.
We want to bring different fields, engineering, medicine, astronomy, environmental science, bring all the different flavors of STEM out there. That way children get to experience what's out there.
Ramasamy and Plunkett hope this will be a catalyst for change.
I think it's encouraging the young women, the young girls, to see that they can do what they want to do and, eventually flooding all areas with women and them being successful in those fields.
But at the end of the day,
shoot for the stars.
Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something, because whatever you want, you can definitely do it. Just put your heart to it and achieve it.